out there, she goes screaming, fight, tiger flies at the lights. Every night, you know, fight, favorite sight, vivid sights, baby shows in the escapade. Fancy arcade, pixelated pouring lesson, made unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves. Anime dreams, brushing seams, city gleams, dancing screams, endless streams, less extreme, Saturday gleams, so day gleams, so it seems nothing rings. Break the channel, riot loud, crowd unbowed, techno sound, pulses pound, dream astound, youth unbound, joy profound, lost and found, channel raver on the prowl, echoes howled.
Good morning and welcome. It's 8:30 in the morning here at Site B, the 16th day of August 2025. It is 63 degrees and cloudy. Steve and I are here. It's our birthday month. How y'all doing? It's Saturday. On Saturday, we take a break from the nonstop toxicity that is the tabletop role-playing game community and do something nice. Spread a little joy. Shout out some YouTubers who maybe need a little help. Maybe make some new friends. I don't know. We started this experiment 82 weeks ago. It's been 82 weeks that I've been doing this since I first got the idea from Mouse. I think it's working. I don't know. I'm hoping it's working. I have reasons for doing this other than just making some new friends and shouting out smaller tubes. As always, thank you to our number one employee, Jeff's Gamebox, for once again sending me new links to you guys. This channel program would not continue to exist if it wasn't for all the links I keep getting from Jeff, or at least I'd have to do the work. So yeah, everybody say Jeff's Gamebox deserves a raise. Jeff Gamebox. Oh, I think I bit my tongue or something. Jeff's Gamebox, you deserve a raise for all those links. Anyways, let's make some new friends, shout out some new channels, see if I can get the goddamn computer to work. Hard to believe that I just bought this thing and I've already managed to break it. It's my superpower, kids. Don't try this at home. Number one, we're shouting out RN France. RN France has 250 subscribers and 6 videos. RN says, my name is RN, and this is my channel where I take a look at tabletop role-playing game adventures and supplements. I break down games, review them, and share tips on how to improve as a dungeon master or game master. Cool. Thank you, RN. RN's got 6 videos. Video number 1, talking about a game called Stealing the Throne. Video number 2, talking about a game called Lineage. Video number 3, Hexcrawl Toolbook review. Video number 4, Dragonbane. Number 5 is talking about an adventure book that he found. And number 6, Dragonbane. So he's jumping on the Dragonbane train, which is probably why Jeff shouted this out. Dragonbane does not get as much love as it should, guys, because it's an awesome system. It's definitely up there on my current top 10 of fantasy systems, with Shadowdark being number 1, but Castles and Crusades being number 2, but this is definitely number 3. So thanks, Arn, for shouting it out and doing it in a positive and informative way, keeping your videos under 30 minutes and still being able to talk about them. If I can only keep mine under 30 minutes. Let's give him a like, share, and surprise, and maybe he'll share the love. I don't know. Let's help this guy grow. We can get him up to 1,000. All right. Next up, if I get the computer to work. It's hard to believe I just bought this computer. And I've already broken it. I just said that. Next up, we have The Quiet Table. Shh. The Quiet Table has 855 subscribers, 26 videos. And she says, I'm Liz, and this is The Quiet Table, a space for solo RPG players who want to reconnect with their creativity and actually sit down and play. I made this channel because I was tired of feeling like solo gaming didn't count. It does, and if you've been putting off your own play, this is your cue to stop waiting. Liz, it does count, and you'd be surprised how many channels and how many people are out there doing it. So don't feel you are alone. Maybe we can help you reach out to some of the other solo players, and maybe you can teach us how to solo play, because Lord knows the one time I tried to solo play, that was a disaster. So yeah, I think I bit my tongue or chipped a tooth or something. Another one. So she has got 855 videos, 855 subscribers, 26 videos, all talking about solo play. Here she's solo playing a murder mystery. Here she's solo playing a conspiracy. Here she's solo playing some role-playing games, creating mysteries. it just seems like she's mostly doing solo plays and different types of solo plays and reviewing solo plays and explaining how a solo play could work and be fun. Because, you know, on the surface, you're like, I'm just going to sit at the table, I'm going to roll dice and move my character through a randomly generated procedural adventure. And then, oh yeah, the excitement. Oops, how did I know that trap was there? Because I'm running for myself. But, you know, there are choose your own adventure books and, you know, solo role play. How's that different than solo playing through a Diablo? It's basically the same thing, except you're rolling on the table. So I guess basically the incentive is to, well, since I'm running for myself, I can just cheat, right? Oh, there was no trick. I don't know. I love that there are people who are doing this. Originally, I didn't see the appeal. But I've grown on it and I've tried it. I failed, but I tried on it. I'll probably try it again at some point in time. And I think it requires a lot of work to set up a solo play. So Liz, but let's give Liz a like, share, and subscribe. Liz, please reach out if you ever hear the sound of my voice. You are not alone. There are a lot of channels doing solo play right now. So don't feel like you are an outcast in the community. We embrace everybody. At least I do. You're always welcome to hang out on my channel. You're always welcome to come and talk. Please don't ever feel like you are lesser than anybody else in the community. And anybody out there who is just, you know, vulturing or, you know, at your corpse or, yeah, they don't matter. Are you having fun? Then, yeah, you're doing it right. If you look forward to sitting down and playing through a solo scenario by yourself, and that's your cup of tea, and at the end of however long you feel like, hey, I would like to do that again, you've won. Okay. And anybody who says otherwise, well, yeah, I'll disagree with them. But that's my personal cross to bear. But Liz, let me just let you know, you're not alone. So don't feel you are. And you kids, stop picking on Liz. She works hard. Don't know what Liz does, but I'm sure she works hard. We got Bladebound Saga. Bladebound Saga has 779 subscribers, 183 videos, and they say, welcome to Bladebound Saga. Bladebound Saga is your go-to channel for everything Daggerheart. We're dedicated to exploring, celebrating Darrington Press narrative-driven tabletop role-playing game system, driving it with hope or fear to cover content from build guides to latest news to GM tips to in-depth analysts. We're here to inspire and connect with the Daggerheart community and crafting epic stories together. It's amazing. It's amazing to me how this game hasn't even been out a month. All these people claim, I'm an expert. I mean, sure, some of them might have been part of the playtest, not, you know, or what little there was of the playtest. I was not impressed with the playtest. But hey, yeah. Live play, doing Daggerheart, getting a lot of views. I mean, Daggerheart's the Daggerheart is this year's Shadowdark. It's the star to hook your wagon to, but you got to do something else besides Daggerheart, because after a while, the Daggerheart fad will fade. I don't know. Does anybody know the numbers from Umbra compared to, say, something else they do? How do people feel about the fact that Campaign 4 is not going to be Matt, that Matt's stepping away? I mean, yeah, Bladebound Saga. How do you feel about the fact that the guy who created Daggerheart, the guy whose baby is Daggerheart, is not running Campaign 4, which will most likely be Daggerheart, but instead is stepping away? Well, he might be a player, and he's working on Umbra Season 2, but mostly he's saying, no, Brendan, you run Campaign 4. And if it goes great, great. But if it goes bad and there's as much toxicity for Campaign 4 as there was for Campaign 3 and Campaign 2, it's your fault, Brandon, not mine. I mean, I don't know, like somebody said, if he had more faith in the product, maybe he'd be the one DMing it. I still think Daggerheart is just the tip of a much larger iceberg. And for that iceberg to be successful, and for whatever the next iteration of Darrington Press is going to be successful at, I don't know if they need Daggerheart to do it. It feels like it's more just the flagship from much larger plan. Plus, let's face it, associated with Jeremy Crawford and Brandon Lee Mulligan, it's pretty much, guaranteed failure, at least with Crawford. You see the latest video where they had Todd and Crawford and our boy Perkins, and God, he just still has that I don't want to be here look. I don't know why he agreed to work for them. Anyways, let's give these guys a like, share, and subscribe. Bladebound Saga, I wish you all the luck in the world with your Daggerheart live stream. I hope it leads you to lots of fun and joy and friendship. And, a year from now, you're still doing it and you're still loving Daggerheart. And if you're not loving it, we understand. But we appreciate you. We appreciate you. How y'all doing this morning? It's Saturday. And it's been another weird week in the tabletop role-playing game community, that's for sure. Apparently, Brendan Lee Mulligan doesn't know how to do math. But yeah, it's a gloomy Saturday. We're the third week of August, and it still doesn't feel like summer. So hopefully y'all doing well. Blam! Dato1628. I thought he was already subscribed to Dato1628. But Dato1628 has 287 subscribers, 233 videos, and he says, nothing. Okay. Guess he's just painting, which I love to watch other people. He's been doing this since 2009. He's literally been doing this longer since I have, and he only has 287 subscribers. That's sad. Let's get this guy more subscribers. So he does reviews, it looks like. Playthroughs and reviews. Here he's doing a Castles and Crusades. Here he's doing Dragonbane. Here he does some just chatting. Here he is going to conventions. Here he's doing more figures. I think he does figures, painting and building figures. Look at this. Did he build this? Or is this somebody else's pre-made? Here's the Dragon Slayer RPG from Gillespie, which I guess everybody thought was going to be the next big thing, but I don't know. I think other than one person and now two persons mentioning it, I haven't heard a lot from Dragon Slayer. The name choice wasn't the best name choice, considering there's a very popular fantasy film with the same name. But yeah, look at this figures and stuff. Is this his thing, figures? I feel like it's figures. A lot of good figures and terrain here in these pictures. Look at this terrain, man. I am jealous of people with this creativity and who have the wherewithal to build and make these things. I've tried a couple times, and it never looks as good as this. And I love this stuff. I know I love figures. I love terrain. I love the props. I mean, I love theater of the mind too, but God, I love model railroads. I love Christmas villages. I don't know, but that's probably to do with the reason how I got into the hobby in the first place. So I love watching people who are more creative and talented than I am who can make these things and can use these things and use them successfully. So hats off to you. And it looks like he's wearing some military garb, so I guess he served. So thank you for your service, sir. We appreciate you. Dato, let's get this guy up to 1,000 subs. We can do it. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for making awesome art, sir. We appreciate it. At least I do. Don't know if anybody else does, but I appreciate it. And finally, as always, we got to shout out our VTuber of the week. And our VTuber of the week is Zen. Zentreya, the dragon toaster of vsojo, who was one of the first to leave vsojo right before the vsojo disaster. Apparently, the rumor mill is Zen is not doing very well. So Zen, we want you to know we appreciate you and love you, and hope you spiral out of this vsojo disaster stronger and better. Because we've been hearing that she's not doing so well, and apparently she's been drinking. I don't know if any of this is true. I can't confirm or deny it. Anything you hear on Reddit or on the internet, take with a grain of salt. Apparently she had a fight with Arya, who had just recently said that Zen was her platonic soulmate. So for those two to get in a fight seems, but again, I don't know. This is all hearsay. But Zen has always been a positive force in the vsojo. She was one of the first I got into, in my vsojo evolution. It was Iron Mouse, then it was Zen, then it was Melody. then Henya and the others. But, you know, Zen was one of the first, and she's always reached out to other VTubers who are going through bad times. I remember one time where she called somebody, I think it was Henya, and told her how much she loved her. And I know she's helped Hakura through a lot of bad times and told Hakura she loved her. So, and, you know, to support her. So no, to hear that if it's true that Zen's going through a bad time, that's sad. But yeah, the whole vsojo thing really, really, you know, from the 1/10 we know about it, is far more devastating to these women than I think we realize. The betrayal, the, you know, finding out how much money they've lost, the lack of trust, the, you know, it turns out the community in vsojo is far more toxic than anybody else realized. And, you know, questions how many of those friendships were real, how many of those friendships were fakes, stuff like that. But apparently, according to the rumor mill, Zen is going through a bad time. So Zen, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you, Zen. And if you are going through a bad time, just get some rest, take a step away, you know, focus on what's important. I heard she has dogs, so just spend time with your dogs, your family, people you love, and then come back stronger than ever, because we love you. And the vsojo, VTuber community is not as a happy place without you. Plus, she has big bubbas. So that's, you know, she's nice. Look at those. And she's a redhead from Texas, I think, with dogs and big titties. What's not to love? Anyways, yeah, that's Zen. She's our shout out this week. I know we've shouted her out before, but like I said, we're shouting out all the vsojos who were affected by the disaster and seeing how they're going to go forward. So some of the ones I shout out on Saturday will be repeats. Sorry. But hey, don't feel left out. If you have a YouTube channel or a Twitter or a Twitch or whatever, where you do something even vaguely related to tabletop role-playing games or whatever, and want to be shouted out on the channel, please let me know. Please DM me. If you ever want to come on and talk about your channel, talk about your role-playing, I'm always happy to welcome people to interview them. My interviews aren't always that successful, but that's more on me, I think, than the people I interview. Although people tell me I do a good job, but, you know, I never feel like doing a good job, you know. That's my own insecurity and social anxiety and autism speaking. So, but yeah, hopefully, you know, like I say this every week, and it feels like I'm just pounding the topic to the wall, but the whole point of this is for me to try and be better, for me to try and reach out to more people, for me to learn from other channels, for me to be more positive than I have been when I first started this, you know, to find these small channels and shout them out to help them grow, to make new friends, selfishly, you know, to make new friends, selfishly to sell my product and sell other people's product, you know, selfishly to get invited to games, but really it was just to shout people out and to spread positivity. So 82 episodes in, I hope I'm doing the job, and I hope you appreciate me doing this every Saturday, because I'm going to still be doing it every Saturday for, it looks like, a long time, considering I have 2 more pages of links to go through, thanks to Jeff's Gamesbox. Shout out as always to Jeff Gamesbox. Shout out as always to each and every one of you who took time out of your Saturday to listen to me blab for 20 minutes. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you never want to hear me do this ever again, let me know. Please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, buy my merch. Check out my Only Crits Dice link and get yourself some Only Crits Dice, the only dice approved by Steve the Cat. And have a great weekend. And I will talk to you all later. Till then, take care.
Electric beats, bust the streets, endless streets, midnight beats, living heat, hearts beat, bleed, polyphonic needs, cyber beats, rhythm sweet, Saturday schemes, beat retreats, makes us complete. Blazing trails, no fails, neon veils, waves of gales, color tales, joy sales, endless rails, like Lavelle, Saturday sale, we hell breaking jails. Break the channel, riot loud.